For those of you who may have begun following me on any one of the various social media platforms prior to this whole incident, let me explain some background. This guy says he lives off his hedgehog wife, talking about me and how we earn money. He's saying I live off of my wife and she's a hedgehog wife. So some background. I had my own landscape company. Renee was running a couple of transload facilities, bulk agricultural goods being transloaded into container trucks and shipped overseas. I was 26 years into a landscape career and fading fast, right? I was losing interest in a career that I loved so much that I named my daughters Magnolia and Lily. I didn't have a chance to name my other daughter. That's a whole different story. And my wife was making insane money. And so she looked at me in January of 2018 and said, "You're really not feeling it." Because by the middle to end of January, I'm kind of starting to chomp at the bit to get back to work, get back out in the field and start landscaping after being off for the holidays. And I was like, "No, I'm not feeling it." And she's like, "Retire." And I'm like, "Okay, let's get real. I'm 45. Fucking retire. What are you, nuts?" And she's like, "No, seriously, retire. Do we need your money?" And I'm like, "Well, no." She goes, "We can live off of my money." Yeah. Stop killing yourself. And we kind of went back and forth for like 2 weeks. I was like, people don't retire at 45. We don't have millions of dollars in the bank. We're not independently wealthy. She's like, "But you're killing yourself in the industry. You've been doing it for a quarter of a century. Stop doing it." And then she encouraged me to write a book, which I did, my first book. And then she said, "Start a podcast to talk about your book." So I did. And in between all of that, I was doing social media just for fun. And all you people showed up, and I built this platform up. And she was still working. She was the only breadwinner in the house. And people used to give me shit. "Oh, you sit at home all day long and you make TikToks." That's when I was predominantly on TikTok. "While your wife is out working. What kind of a man are you?" Like, you must be one hell of a man considering that's the fucking scenario. And it was her fucking idea, right? She was like, "No, retire. Fuck that shit. We make enough money." And I built up this platform accidentally talking to idiots like that. And then her company went out of business and we monetized what we have. And now she hasn't worked in 2 years and we're living off of my money. But during that whole period, somebody goes, "Oh my God, his wife is hideous. She's a hedgehog." And my wife saw that comment and went, Renee saw that and went, "But hedgehogs are cute." And the next thing you know, she's got a hedgehog t-shirt and a little concrete or porcelain hedgehog or ceramic hedgehog for the desk and some other hedgehog shit. And people still call her a hedgehog like it's a fucking insect. She leaned into that shit. She's got like hedgehog decor now. And these fucking clowns still think that one person working in a family and another person not working in a family means the other person is living off of them, because they don't understand what partnerships are. They don't understand what 30 years of back and forth in the earnings department and this job and that job and fired from here and quit here and moved from there. 30 years of two people doing that together builds. Why? Probably because your wife never looked at you and said, "Retire, I got it." And then you had to turn around and say the same thing to her. "You don't have to look for a job. I got it." Because that's what partners do. They don't look at the other one as living off of them. From the day Renee and I moved in with one another a year before we got married, everything has been one. All the money goes into one pot. When she was making more and I was making less, it all went into one pot. When I was making more and she was making less, excuse me, damn, still coming off of that illness at the end of vacation. It came on, didn't it? The point being is, no matter who was up, no matter who was down, it was always one pot. When I was laid off during landscaping in the wintertime and had to get part-time jobs, we leaned more on her. When I was landscaping and making an hourly wage and working a shit ton of overtime in the spring and summer, we were leaning more on me. When she was a headhunter and couldn't find anybody work after in the wake of 9/11 and didn't make a fucking dime for months, we leaned on me. When she told me to retire and she was making a shit ton of money, we leaned on her. And because she encouraged me to keep doing, you guys used to say things like, well, you just sit there and do TikToks. My wife used to come home from work and go, don't you have more TikToks to make? Or on the weekends, don't you have some TikToks to make? She saw something that was being built. I didn't. I was just fucking around. So, no, I don't live off of anybody, nor does my wife live off of anybody. We are a 30-year partnership. And we've gotten to the point where we are by doing these type of videos off of these type of comments. From my hedgehog wife and myself. Thank you.